Now, a WYFF News 4 sports special.
If vacation beckons, it's hard to beat the warm weather, Gulf breeze, and beautiful beaches of Florida's Gulf. But it's business that South Carolina's after in the Bay, where the sun shines on the Gamecocks, 2 wins away from a second straight national championship.
We got 2 more games to go, but we got to take 1 game at a time. We're not done yet.
But this bid to go back-to-back has been anything but a leisurely coast. Long-standing program records, like 71 straight wins at home, were snapped.
I think we have probably all of our streaks have been broken this particular year.
But as the sun rises on this women's Final Four, the sport's premier program is battle-tested, but still standing once more on basketball's biggest stage.
In a bid to go back-to-back, it's back to where it all began for Dawn Staley in South Carolina in a full-circle Final Four. A decade ago, they went to Tampa for their first Final Four. Tomorrow, they'll tip off in Tampa in their 7th. 2 wins from joining UConn, Tennessee, and Southern Cal as the only programs in women's basketball to repeat. Thanks for joining us for our Road to the Title special. I'm Mark Whiteman, holding it down here in the studio, while the rest of the sports team, Julia Morris and Chase Justice, right over yonder, live in Tampa Bay tonight across the channel from Amalie Arena, where 24 hours from now the Gamecocks will tip off against Texas. South Carolina back in their 5th straight Final Four, leaning on the experience of the long, challenging road this has been. Friday's matchup against the Longhorns will be their 18th game against a ranked opponent this season, a program record for the most in a single season, and 10 of those games have come against the SEC.
Proud that we could represent our league in such a fashion, because we certainly competed all year long, and the reason why we're here is because of the competitiveness of our conference.
So 3-1 seeds and 2 advancing out of their respective regionals to the Final Four. Friday night it's South Carolina and Texas at 7, UCLA and UConn to follow. The Bruins, Huskies, and the Longhorns are the only 3 teams to beat South Carolina this season. And Julia and Chase, Texas in particular, they've gotten well acquainted with South Carolina so far this season, haven't they?
Yeah, Mark, Texas playing in the SEC for the first time this season, but already an intense rivalry forming between the Longhorns and Gamecocks, Chase.
And Julia, this will be the 4th meeting between 2 teams that have spent most of the regular season battling atop the SEC.
And it's a battle that came down in the regular season to a coin flip. Yes, South Carolina and Texas were tied for first at the top of the SEC regular season standings when the season ended. So SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey had to flip a coin to see who would get the top seed for the SEC tournament in Greenville. South Carolina won that toss. Then a few days later, the Gamecocks went on to crush Texas in the SEC tournament championship game. Players saying, though, after that 19-point win, that has not changed their perspective. They are still expecting a competitive game come tomorrow night.
We just have to lock in and just don't get tired of playing the same team again. It's a lot of grace, a lot of energy that comes with playing a team 4 times in a row, and we just have to be ready for the challenge.
We know them and they know us, but playing a team 4 times is hard. Beating a team 3 times is hard. But we're just super excited and we're all locked in. I mean, we have our scouts. We have lots and lots of film to watch, so that's amazing.
Here comes the Wiley to get it. Johnson.
Certainly unique to face the same team 4 times in a season. And here's a look at how the other 3 meetings between the Gamecocks and Longhorns have played out. In February, Texas beat USC in Austin, snapping their 57-game winning streak in SEC regular season games dating back to December 2021, Chase.
And Julia, a Texas assistant coach, predicted that win after her team was overwhelmed by South Carolina in their first meeting of the year, a game USC won by 17 points. Now, Texas's win over the Gamecocks in Austin, not the only lengthy streak that has been ended for South Carolina during the course of this campaign. After going undefeated a season ago, the Gamecocks' loss to UCLA back in November ended a program record 43-game win streak, while UConn went into Colonial Life Arena and snapped Carolina's 71-game run without a loss at home.
We had to work through just not playing our best basketball early and not playing to the standard that we were used to. every single one of our losses came at a time where we needed it, and we came out better because of it.
Nobody cares if you're South Carolina. Nobody cares if you're a national champion or stuff like that. So after that, I think after that, everybody been locked into what they have to do.
The Gamecocks had to battle in Birmingham last weekend just to cut down the nets with a pair of 4-point wins over Maryland and Duke in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Mark?
Yeah, Chase, last March, Joyce Edwards put up 27 points and 20 rebounds in a state championship game as a high school senior, leading Camden to their second straight title. And this March, the 5-star freshman, she scored a team-high 22 points in her first ever NCAA tournament game. The Midlands native and 2024 National Player of the Year stayed home to play for Dawn Staley in South Carolina and immediately lived up to the billing. Despite coming off the bench all season, Edwards leads the team in scoring at nearly 13 points per game, handling the pressure of being a blue chip recruit.
I have my own expectations for myself, and that's what I go for. I mean, I don't listen to the outside noise, outside crowd. Other people's expectations really don't matter to me besides mine, my coaches, and really my family. So it is what it is.
Edwards was fantastic against Tennessee Tech in their tourney opener, but she has scored just 15 total points over her last 3 games. And sophomore Mylasia Fulwiley, she dazzles fans and teammates alike, and a career game in last week's Sweet 16 came with some heat on her feet in her new signature shoe. That story to come, but when we return, Chloe Kitts coming off a regional MVP honor, hooping confidently right now. Stay with us. You're watching Road to the Title on WYFF.
It would mean the world. Lord, I don't even think I have any words to express how that feeling would feel, honestly.
South Carolina's 2021 signing class, Bree Hall, Raven Johnson, and Sanaya Fagan, the veteran group of this 2025 team. They know what it takes to win titles and are still hungry for another. Chase, they are looking to add a 3rd ring to their hand, chasing their 2nd straight national championship and 3rd in the last 4 years.
And Julia, this group knows nothing except make it to the Final Four. It's something they've all done every single year of their career, and it feels like they're going to be ready for the big stage.
They have the most wins by a senior class in program history, more than 40 of those wins coming over ranked opponents. South Carolina head coach Dawn Staley saying this season that group is probably the most successful class in the history of the program, and that's saying a lot with the talent Staley has had roll through Columbia. Johnson saying her, Hall, and Fagan want to add to their legacy.
Just to see these girls and what they went through these last 4 years, it means a lot, and to be back in the Final Four, and we can make history. Like, that's the biggest thing for us. Like, we can make history and be one of the best classes to come through South Carolina. And I don't think we thought of that when we came here or when we committed here, honestly, because we were so into the freshies of what they did and what they had. So I feel like, we know that we can make history, and that's something that we really want to do. So.
And while that senior group is special, Chase, there are also a ton of talented underclassmen on the Gamecocks roster.
You said it, Julia, and you can't talk about this Final Four run without mentioning the performance of Chloe Kitts, who continues to put the team on her back this postseason, averaging 14.1 points and 8.6 rebounds over the course of the last 9 games. The Birmingham Region 2 MVP is fresh off back-to-back double-digit scoring performances in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. You can tell Kitts is playing with a newfound confidence as of late, but she says this team is only starting to scratch the surface.
What gives me confidence is, we all want to win. As you guys know, we haven't played our best basketball, and we're winning. So, we just have so much room for improvement, and we're ready to show everybody tomorrow. We're just so excited. We know the job's not done yet, and we know nothing's promised. So, personally, individually, we all need to go out there and play our best, and as a team, it's just super, super important.
Kitts said following the UConn loss back in February, she gathered her team up and apologized for letting them down. Fulwiley was quick to respond, saying she didn't let anyone down and they'll need her if they hope to go back-to-back as national champs.
Chloe Kitts really is playing her best basketball at the right time, Chase.
And she's one of the many starters on this team that is aiming to go back-to-back as national champs. Right, Mark?
Yeah, Julian Chase, you can count Tahina Powpow among that group as well. The 5th-year senior guard transferred from Oregon to South Carolina prior to last season, and saying this afternoon that the phone call she received from Dawn Staley changed before her commitment, changed her life. I caught up with Powpow after she cut down the nets in Birmingham to reach her 2nd straight Final Four. 2 years, 2 Final Four appearances. This is what you came to South Carolina to do, to get back to the Final Four. What are you feeling right now?
Excitement, just excitement and love and joy and peace and just excitement.
How would you describe what this journey has been like? Your coach said a couple days ago, you guys might have forgotten how hard it is to get back to this point, and you battled the last couple games here.
I mean, this regional has battle tested us, and we persevered every time. And I've been saying a quote that said, "Hold up or fold up," and we've been holding up. And I'm just super proud of this team for doing that and persevering and doing what we had to do to get back to the Final Four.
What are you proudest of this group in particular?
Just their perseverance. I mean, we've had a lot of outside noise and just a lot of critics and people having their opinions on us. I'm just so proud of them for handling how they've been handling things and just persevering through that. And the job is not done. I mean, we still got some dancing to do, so I'm just in their ear. Hey, we still got games to go, and just keep being who we are.
2 more wins, you guys would become just the 4th program ever to go back-to-back in the history of this sport. What does that make you feel? What are those emotions like, knowing the challenge ahead of you here in Tampa?
Man, I know the big prize is to go back-to-back, but at the same time, we got to worry about the Final Four game, and I'm telling my team we got to stay in the moment, be present, and we got to handle business.
Pow is a bit like having a coach on the floor, and South Carolina has an extra coach on their bench right now in Ashlyn Watkins. The dominant defender tore her ACL in January, but has been encouraged by Dawn Staley to use her voice and help her teammates.
I want to win, too. Even though I'm not playing, I still want to win. So I just go out there and tell them what I see.
She's talking to us a lot, not just me, but like Chloe too, Sanaya too. Looking at what she sees on the bench, like during the game, she's talking to us individually, and like just to see what she sees. And I feel like her information is good, and we use that in the game.
Watkins telling us her initial rehab is going well, would be a big piece to get back if she's going to be healthy for her senior year. It's Nia Fagan, 4 for 4 on Final Four appearances. South Carolina's senior forward sharing her thoughts and being back on the big stage and her special relationship with her head coach. Plus, UCLA and UConn as far apart as Final Four appearances can get, but their head coaches with a healthy respect and a history between each other. Stay with us. You're watching Road to the Title.
Just acknowledging that, like, we're here at the Final Four, and this is a huge deal, and it's a huge accomplishment for this program, and, you know, just having fun. I mean, like, we're all here together, we all love each other so much, and just to experience this together, I think, is amazing.
Lauren Betts and UCLA, the tournament's top overall seed, reaching the Final Four for the first time since 1979 before the NCAA sponsored women's basketball. And while the Bruins in Texas are new to this moment, the Longhorns reaching the Final Four for the first time since 2003. South Carolina in the Final Four for the 7th time in 10 tournaments, while the Huskies are making their NCAA record 24th trip. On Wednesday, UCLA's Corey Close was named Naismith Coach of the Year, an award UConn's Gino Auriemma has been presented with 8 times. Those 2 coaches, they go way back. Following her first season at UCLA in 2012, Close, whose Bruins hadn't made the tournament, was invited by Auriemma to spend a few days with his team as they prepared for the big dance. And she brought her whole staff back the following year, an invaluable experience for the up-and-coming coach.
Basketball is basketball, you know? And it's our job to share it if we have anything that's worth it. And if they think we have something that's worth it. Her energy and all that she has, that she brings, is just infectious.
You know, he's a master teacher. So to have that time where, and it wasn't just Coach Auriemma, you know, their whole program, just letting someone in the middle of the NCAA tournament and learn, I think it's a huge credit to them.
UCLA, the tournament's top overall seed, will have their hands full slowing down Paige Bueckers, the presumed first overall pick in this month's WNBA draft, averaging 35 points a game over her last 3 NCAA tournament games. Bueckers and Betts, 2 of the stars of this Final Four, and guys, so is South Carolina's Mylasia Fulwiley.
Yeah, Mark, Dawn Staley said it best this season when she said that Fulwiley is a generational player. You cannot teach her talent. The dazzling passes, the flashy finishes. Chase, she truly is one of the most exciting players in the country.
Yeah, Julie, a talent like that just doesn't go unnoticed, and it was only a matter of time until Steph Curry caught wind of the hype, making Fulwiley the first college athlete to sign an NIL deal with the Curry brand. And she got the chance to debut her signature shoe, the Butters, just last week in the Birmingham Regional.
I'm very excited and proud of how I played in my debut with my shoes. Proud of my team for making this moment happen for me.
She got on her shoes laid with the butter. I mean, the stuff she does, I don't know, the behind the back stuff, shooting in the, I don't know what she does, but it's crazy. Like, it's things that men do that she does.
Wiley's going to take it, though.
I'm just excited that they actually made it exactly how I was picturing it, because making the shoes, I never made a shoe in a day in my life. So I was just like, I don't know, like make it laid with the butter, like make it yellow or something. And my favorite color is red, so add some red in there. And they actually just did exactly what I said. Butter is my game. It's very smooth, very silky, very dry/wet. So I don't know, it can get hot. When it get hot, it's steaming hot, and I feel like that's my game.
Well, I want some butters. Yes, I want some. She should have actually had me wear them today while she was wearing them.
I'm just excited that I can actually live my dream and live the moment that I always dreamed for, prayed for, and work really, really hard for.
On the other side of the court, it's no secret who Texas's offense runs through. All-American forward Madison Booker, who Bree Hall will have the opportunity to guard for a fourth time come Friday night. It's Breezy versus Booker. Sure has the ring of a heavyweight matchup, doesn't it, Julia?
I love it, Chase. And Dawn Staley always prides her team on having a stopper. That's someone she calls on her starting five that will be the person responsible for locking down the opposing team's best player. We've seen that in the past with Bree Beal. This year, it's Bree Hall. And when Hall was on Booker in the first meeting between South Carolina and Texas this season, Hall was outstanding. She held Booker to just 7 points on 15% shooting. But in February, when Texas beat USC, Booker scored a game-high 20 points and tacked on 11 rebounds. Hall responding, though, in the SEC championship game in March, holding Booker to just 10 points. Chase, it's no secret, if the Gamecocks can lock down Booker, they have a good chance of beating Texas.
It's not often you know what you're signing up for in a game and stage like this, but these two players are embracing the challenge.
With a player like that, it is tough to guard somebody with that mid-range brother, because of course you don't want to foul, but I feel like for me, a defender like me, I'm very disciplined on defense, and I'm not going to try to block your shot. I'm just going to try to contest it and try my hardest contesting. But I think it'll be important for me to just stay between her and the basket and don't let her get any free looks at the basket.
Now, Booker's averaging a team best 16 points per game for the Longhorns this season.
Chase, Booker is a force in the paint, but South Carolina leads the nation in points in the paint per game this season, getting some help from a senior who has had to grind it out throughout her career in Columbia to become the impactful player she is today.
The question remains, will April bring showers or flowers for the South Carolina Gamecocks? We give our keys to the game on the other side of the break. Stick around. You're watching Road to the Title.
We're not going to rely on our success against them to say, hey, we beat them. No, I'm looking at the loss.
A 3-1 season record against Texas doesn't mean much to Coach Staley. She knows it's win or go home at this point in the tournament. And Julia Staley has said this season that Sanaya Fagan is one of her favorite players she's ever coached and one of the most talented bigs she's ever been around.
And Chase, Fagan has really blossomed throughout her time in Columbia. As a freshman, she was playing limited minutes, averaged just under 2 points a game. This year, she's taken on a major role, averaging around 8 points a game. I caught up with Fagan here in Tampa. Sanaya, you've gotten better and better throughout your career. What's been the key to your progression?
I would say just my confidence, my mentality, and like my mindset, but also like physical-wise, like just staying ready, staying in the gym. So yeah.
Coach Staley has such high praise for you. What's so special about your relationship with Coach Staley?
She trusted me and I trusted her, and I just feel like just her being there for me when I needed her, and I just stuck around when now she needs me. So
with this senior group, you guys trying to do something really special, winning a third national title, what would it mean to accomplish that, but to also specifically accomplish it with Raven and Breezy?
It would mean a lot to accomplish it. I mean, back-to-back sounds good. Me, Raven, and Breezy, I mean, it would feel good for us to be, the only class with 3 national championships and then to also go back-to-back. So it'll feel amazing, but, one game at a time.
When you leave South Carolina, what do you want your legacy to be?
Sanaya Fagan trusted the process.
And Chase, Fagan just lights up when you remind her that Staley has said she is one of her favorite players. You can tell there's really a special relationship there between player and coach.
Yeah, Julia, and Fagan is an old school story that shows how loyalty and hard work can pay off in today's game.
And Fagan, a force down low for South Carolina. So is freshman Joyce Edwards, who is my key to tomorrow's game. Edwards has been quiet for South Carolina in their last 3 tournament games, averaging just about 5 points a game during that span. But Staley said this year she thinks Edwards will be the best player in the country one day. She's extremely talented, but I think she needs to play more of a role for the team offensively if the Gamecocks are going to take home a win over Texas.
Okay, for my key of the game, I'm going to go with Tessa Johnson. Tournament Tessa, as she was coined last season, she led the team in points in the first round against Tennessee Tech, but has not been the same since. Coming off a season low 13 minutes played, if she can find the bottom of the net and build her confidence up, I think it'll pay dividends for South Carolina's chances. Do you remember how good she was in the Natty last season? Hopefully that Tessa made the trip to Tampa.
We will find out soon enough. Mark?
Well, Chase, great work tonight, guys, and both excellent players that you picked to spotlight. My key to the game focuses on those previous matchups with the Longhorns, and you guys have talked a little bit about that tonight. Texas is such a tough, physical team. In South Carolina's 2 wins over the Longhorns, they won the rebounding battle and matched or had the edge in points in the paint. But in their loss in Austin, the Longhorns won both of those categories. That's it, and that's all. And about time for some ball, y'all. For my star teammates in Tampa, Julia Morris, Chase Justice, the real MVP, Jarrett behind the camera, and our producers and control room heroes, I'm Mark Whiteman. Thank you so much for joining us for Road to the Title, South Carolina and Texas, for a spot in the title game. 23.5 hours from right now. Hope you enjoy the Final Four. Thanks again. Have a good night.